Hey guys, so it's Manda here, and just want to cover a little topic with you guys. I've covered this topic many times, never on this kind of level, but it's the topic of police enforcement. Police in general, small town police, big city police. There is a difference between the two, and we're going to cover them. So, there is a small town and there's a big town. Now, a big town's going to have more population than a small town. Yeah, that's not obvious, Amanda. You should know that. I do. It's just, big town cops I actually somewhat respect. They're out on the streets. They're watching everyone. When I say everyone, I literally mean everyone. You can, even if you make the wrong step walking down the street, they probably notice. And that's not a bad thing, because they're looking at everything around them. They're not just looking at one particular thing or focusing on one particular thing. They're productive. They're helping out in murders. They're helping out in gangs. They're helping out in stealing. They're helping out in domestic violence. They're doing all kinds of help, which I appreciate. I do appreciate that out of the law system, and I just want to say thank you to the big city cops. As for the little cops for the little town, got a different opinion on those. Little town cops happen to be stationed in a smaller town, and that's their own fault. If you live somewhere and you want to be a cop in a smaller city than yours, good. That's awesome. Good job. If you grew up in the smaller city and you want to be a cop, cool. Small town cops, however, do not focus on everything around them. They do not even see something that could be right in front of their face because they're too busy worrying about little things. Little things are defined as drama to me, because little things really don't matter. It's the big things that they need to work on to make an impact on our world. However, they fail to realize this. Maybe they should put that in the duty or whatever on the contract for a police officer, because I see far too many cops focusing on little details and pinpointing certain people, stereotyping, and just putting them all into one gang and not worrying about anything else. It's all in their head, their opinion on certain people, and that's what they go on. They don't care if you move wrong on the street. They don't care if you cross the crossroad when it's, not your turn to cross the road. You could be jaywalking and you could get away with it. Yeah, I know that that's a little crime, but it's still a crime, and if you saw it, you should take care of it. At least in my opinion, that is. So, if you live in a big city, basically the only time you would ever see a cop is if you are being prosecuted by one, or if you happen to see them driving by in a car. In a small city, the times you would see a cop is at the gas station, at Waffle House at 3 o'clock in the morning, in a car, or talking to someone in stores, wherever they may be, talking to the civilians. That's not a bad problem. We should be friends with our cops. They do take care of us in the bigger cities where there is stuff to worry about and that they actually focus on. In smaller cities, stuff happens without even the blink of an eye, and they wouldn't even see it because they're too busy talking to people wherever they may be. The job does not say talk to civilians. I'm pretty sure that you're not really supposed to talk to people when you're on duty, because if I worked at a rest area and I'm not supposed to talk to the people in conversation. If they ask me directions, I cannot give them the directions. I cannot start talking to them about personal information whatsoever. So, yeah, that's a big difference in the jobs, a rest area person and a cop, but I'm pretty sure it follows the same guidelines. You don't talk about personal stuff with civilians while you're on duty. I'm not saying you can't be friends with them, but when you're on duty, things change. And maybe they should underline that also in their contract when they get the job. Because cops in cities, as we already, covered, do not do that. Cops in small towns, however, love to do that. I'm pretty sure us taxpayers are actually paying them to talk to us. And honestly, I don't really want to talk to them. There's a lot of occasions where things have happened that were totally uncalled for and unconstitutional. So, on the track of little cops, that's pretty much what you are to me. Little town cops talking to civilians. No one should have to be a narc. No one should have to be asked a compromising question. I should never have to be asked by a police officer when I am not in custody, when I am not under trial, if anything is going on, or if I know anything. If you want to find out, do your job and investigate. Which, that's what they happen to have been doing. But they were investigating someone else and figured they'd add a bonus point into it. Now, I don't care because I'm not saying anything wrong, I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm just expressing my opinion and the truth. But I found out that someone, well, not that someone, that an officer who happened to have busted me for my 2 felonies decides to ask, why so much traffic is going in and out of my house. Before we continue with that, let me add that this same officer asked if I lived in the house that I lived in. Because I've moved. If you've watched my vlogs, I've moved, and asked if I moved here, if I was still living here, to somebody that I know. Now, I confronted him about that, and he said that it wasn't him, it was his other cop buddy that was in the car, which I happen to know also, who has also pulled us over. Well, back onto the same story. So that was one time that my name was put into his mouth. Happened to ask why so much traffic was going in and out of my house. Mind you, I live on a road with 8 houses. 8 houses, it's a straight road. That's all it is a straight road. And asked me why a certain someone was coming over to my house. This person happens to be my friend that I've known my whole life. Why are you asking someone that? If you want to know, why don't you come to me and ask me? But more better, keep my name out of your mouth unless you're looking at my file and talking to a judge, or unless I am in your custody. Okay? Because either one of these 2 things are going to happen. Now, this is not a threat whatsoever, so don't take it that way. You either need to learn how to do your jobs, and I'm not talking to one specific cop. I'm talking to all the small town cops out there who think that they need to focus and stereotype everybody that they think is a bad person. You're either going to lose your job, be suspended, or you're going to get sued. Because for one, when my name is in your mouth and you're saying something about me that is untruthful, that's called slander. If you're going to be in the system, know the system. Do not do that. It's the stupidest thing. If you are working on something and investigating it, go ahead. But you're not investigating anything here. My case is settled. I haven't done anything wrong. I did my community service, I did my drug assessment, and I passed. And I paid my stupid court fines, which in total were $337. Now I cannot pay my rent. Yes, I know that it's my fault that I got in trouble with the police, but now that the trouble is over with, this should end. I'm sick of hearing my name come out of other people's mouth, not even from them, from a cop. You're supposed to be the bigger person. You're supposed to not be a teenager in high school. I'm 22 years old. You're probably 30-something or 40-something, most of you on the squad. Get your act together and quit acting like a teenager. Act like an adult and do your job properly, because I do not want to pay taxes for you to sit out there and talk to people, to hang out at gas stations, to sit around in your cars not doing anything. Okay? So I hope you see this. I hope that you guys understand and agree with me on this, because it's not fun, it's not appropriate, and why should people be able to do that? Especially people of the law. It doesn't make sense. It's just like a doctor putting your personal information out. Okay? You get in trouble. If a doctor tells patient information, they get in trouble. Why shouldn't you? Okay? So, police, this is just a video, a rant, I guess you could call it, but a very honest and truthful rant. And I'll probably be doing a cover in just a minute, but I just wanted to let you guys know that what's going on. And tomorrow I'll see you guys in court. And hope you dress up. Peace.